Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie z tej strony Kuku i kolejny odcinek gry pod tytułem Zło, które żyje pod słońcem. Zaczynamy! Kochani, jest już rano, Hercules niedawno wstał. Zanim wyjdziemy z pokoju, chciałabym zobaczyć, co pisze tutaj w instrukcjach Herculesa. Dobrze, no to wyjdziemy sobie teraz na korytarz.
Morning, Monsieur Poirot. Any more thoughts about what we found in the ruins?
Poirot always has their thoughts, Monsieur Lane. Who can tell which will prove to be most significant? What are your plans for this morning?
I've heard there's a fine church in these parts, St. Patrick in the Coombe. I'm going to try and track it down.
Myślę, że mogę panu dopomóc w poszukiwaniach.
I am able to assist you in your search, I think.
Oh?
I found this pamphlet at the establishment of Mrs. Hughes in Leathercombe Bay.
Oh, this is marvellous. And there's a map and everything. Let's see, it'll make a fine hike over the moors too. Thank you so much.
What illness forced you to leave your position?
It was... I confess it was nerves, Monsieur Poirot.
I did not mean to intrude.
No, it's quite all right. No sense in my hiding the fact. Women, they are so often at the source of evil.
Do you think so?
Man alive! Don't you feel it in the air? All around you! We spoke of it yesterday at the ruins. The presence of evil.
Oui, Monsieur Lane, I feel it. Monsieur Lane, I wonder if I may ask you the questions somewhat painful.
Your kind gift has lifted my spirits considerably. I will answer if I can.
Your church was near Brixham, I believe.
Oh yes, I had a small living there. Why?
Kojarzy pan Akademię Baletu w okolicy?
Do you recall the Conservatoire de Dance near there?
Oh yes, Miss Brewster, who is stopping here, was an instructor there.
Jest panu znana szkoła młodych dam pani Porter?
Are you familiar with Mrs. Potter's School for Young Ladies?
Oh yes, Miss Potter herself and several of the girls attended my church. Not as many as I would have liked, but some.
Does the name Millie Parsons mean anything to you?
The murder. Yes, it caused quite a sensation. A teacher at Miss Porter's was accused. No charges were brought. Simply the ruin of a man's reputation. He may have been misguided, even driven. But the Parsons girl brought it upon herself. Of that I am convinced. And then, only a few weeks later, another murder. They must have been connected. And of that second crime he was wholly innocent, I have no doubt. So what he said in a moment of weakness...
Co panu powiedział ten nauczyciel?
What did this teacher say to you?
I may no longer be of the cloth, Mr. Poirot, but I will keep the confidences learnt while I was still in God's service.
Even if it allows a murderer to go free?
Please! God must judge, not I.
Tell me of the second crime.
It received quite a bit of press at the time. Alice Corrigan was the name. Strangled, as was the Parsons girl. The husband was suspected, but again, no arrest was ever made. I'm convinced the two crimes were the work of one man.
And the motive?
Women are at the heart of many tragedies.
In this case, they were the victims of tragedy.
Can you doubt? They brought it upon themselves
Rany.
through fornication, adultery and godlessness.
It is my nature to doubt, Monsieur Lane.
Yes, of course. You're a detective. Still, I would think your experience would have paid witness to the truth of my words. I may have misunderstood and unburdened myself too freely. I must be off if I hope to reach the church and be back before it gets too late. Thank you again for the information.
Fellow is right round the bend, Poirot. He practically admitted he knew Millie Parsons' killer, yet did nothing because she was a girl, and somehow deserved it? That's monstrous.
It is true he appears to be quite selective when it comes to forgiveness and compassion. Yet it may very well be that decision to keep silent caused his breakdown. His pain runs deep, and the struggle, it continues. There may be hope for him still.
Dobrze, Herkulesie, pójdziemy teraz do wieżyczki i spojrzymy przez lornetkę. Musimy dotrzymać obietnicy danej pani Castle. No, patrzcie, teraz jest biały żagiel, a nie czerwony. Tutaj na pewno nic nie zobaczysz, a tu?
These are the binoculars, most splendid. But I cannot see anything of particular interest here.
To tutaj. No. To samo co ostatnio. To chyba wszystko, nie? Tak, to schodzimy na dół. No podsłuchajmy, sprawdźmy, czy lokatorzy innych pokoi są w środku. Może nam się uda ich przesłuchać.
Quite securely locked, I am afraid.
A tutaj?
The door is locked, but I can hear the voices from within.
Tak, już
Perhaps
wyciągam
we should listen a
odpowiedni
bit
sprzęt.
closer, Hastings.
Masz.
Are you going for a swim?
Of course. It's a beautiful day.
With her?
Don't, for goodness sake, get into the habit of being jealous of every pretty woman we come across.
She is not just any pretty woman. She's different. She's a bad lot. Yes, she is. She'll do you harm, Patrick. Please, give it up. Let's go away from here.
Don't be ridiculous, Christine.
Podejdź tu.
The door, it is locked tight.
A Linda jest?
Mademoiselle, if I may have a moment of your time?
I only have a few minutes, Monsieur Poirot. I'm meeting Mrs. Redfern at Sanctuary Cove at 10:30.
I will come straight to the point, mademoiselle. You were a student at Miss Porter's School for Young Ladies in Brixham, were you not?
I was. I'm not anymore, though.
Dlaczego opuściłaś szkołę?
Why did you leave school?
Monsieur Poirot, I like you. But I'm not sure you have the right to ask me that question.
Millie Parsons was a classmate of yours?
Yes.
A close friend?
Nah, not really. We knew her, my friends and I, to speak to. She seemed a harmless sort. Rather sweet, actually.
Did you know an instructor named Gideon Fell?
Yes, we had him for anthropology.
Czy był złym nauczycielem?
He was a poor teacher?
He was all right, I guess. I am very interested in anthropology. That helped, I suppose.
What most interested you in the class?
Superstition. Much of what we call superstition has a basis in fact. Religious practices and so on.
You did not like him?
At first he seemed all right. He took several of us to the picture show to see a horror film called Curse of the Islands.
The film, it was frightening to you?
A bit, I suppose. But I found it quite interesting, actually. But then he started acting strangely towards some of the girls. He was creepy. Always making comments to girls when he thought no one could hear. Complimenting them on how they looked.
To zainteresowanie było czymś więcej niż uprzejmością.
This interest, it was more than politeness?
A lot more.
Was he interested in Millie Parsons?
She told me he had followed her once in the woods. He grabbed her wrist. When she tried to break away, he said how much he liked her hair and her frock. She broke away and threatened to tell Miss Porter. She said he looked at her with his face all twisted up. It was horrible, she said.
Czy Millie powiedziała pani Porter o tym zdarzeniu?
Millie told Miss Porter of this incident?
No. One of the other girls had already complained and she did nothing. She accused the girl of trying to make trouble for Mr. Fell because he gave her bad marks.
After Millie's death? You said nothing of Mr. Fell?
I did. The police looked into it. They said he had an alibi. But I knew. My friends and I knew. You don't believe me, do you?
Au contraire, I have known many alibis that seemed unbreakable, only to shatter as easily as glass when the right force was applied.
He did it, Monsieur Poirot. He killed Millie. I have to change into my swimming costume now. Will you excuse me?
Of course. Thank you for speaking with me.
I say, Poirot, do you think you can break this Fell character's alibi?
If I can, Hastings, Miss Brewster and the police will have their answer.
Dobrze, to teraz zobaczmy, czy ojciec Lindy jest u siebie.
Quite securely locked, I am afraid.
A Arlena?
No. The door, it will not budge.
Chodźmy zobaczyć jeszcze, czy możemy teraz porozmawiać bądź podsłuchać w pokoju pani Emily. Nic.
The door, it is locked tight.
A gardenerów?
Quite securely locked, I am afraid.
I tutaj chyba mieszka major. A nie, pan Blad. Sprawdźmy. Może wrócił z tej żaglówki, nigdy nic nie wiadomo. Dobrze, to my sobie zejdziemy na dół i wyjdziemy przed hotel. Pójdziemy sobie teraz na kąpielisko. Może nasz drogi Herkules w końcu zamoczy paluszek w wodzie. Chodź. O, jest Arlena, porozmawiaj z nią.
Monsieur Poirot?
Good morning, Madame Marshall.
Przykro mi, ale nie znalazłem jeszcze autora tych listów.
I regret I have not yet found the writer of those notes.
I wouldn't worry myself if I were you. In fact, I'd like you to forget about them.
You have learned the identity of the author?
Yes, and if there's any further bother, I will deal with it myself. Is that clear?
That could be dangerous. An argument will not assist us, Hastings. Better to comply. I will do as you ask.
Wybiera się pani popływać?
You are going for the swim?
No. I wanted to use a float.
Use this one with my compliments.
You won't be using it.
No, I am certain of that.
Do something for me, will you?
Anything. Hastings, do not become smitten with this woman. She is charming, yes, but it will cloud your ability to investigate.
Sorry, Poirot. She's just so damned attractive.
Don't tell anyone where I am. Everyone will follow me about so. I just want for once to be alone.
to tu chyba mamy wszystko. Zobaczmy.
I swim like
Tak,
the dog.
czyli wszystko. Idziemy na górę.
Morning, Poirot. See my wife anywhere about?
Has Madame risen so early?
Oh, she's not in her room. Lovely day. Think I'll have a bathe right away. Got a lot of typing to do this morning.
Morning, Marshal.
You look for Madame Redfern?
Christine is off sketching somewhere.
Chodź, Herkulesie, do kryjówki przemytnika. Zobaczymy, co tam możemy poszperać. Tu chyba się już nic nie wydarzy. Chodź, chodź. O, kogo my widzimy? Idź szybko, szybko za nim.
I say, it's that North chap again.
What course of action do you suggest, Hastings?
Poprośmy panią Redfern, by go naszkicowała. Tak, wybierzmy to szkicowanie.
Ask Mrs. Redfern to make a sketch of him.
An excellent idea, my friend. Then Colonel Weston can send the picture to Scotland Yard for identification.
Herkules, wiecie, że on nie lubi sobie bucików pobrudzić z piasku, więc wracamy, szukamy Krystynę, poprosimy ją, żeby go naszkicowała. Ale ty się, widoku, nachodzisz. Gdzie ta Krystyna może być? Wejdźmy do środka. O! Proszę, chodź tutaj do niej.
Monsieur Poirot, thank you again for the sketch pad.
Zaraz się nam
It is my
zdjęczysz,
pleasure,
moja
madam.
droga.
I intend to make good use of it today.
Madam, czy miałaby pani czas, by wykonać drobny szkic dla Poirot?
Madame, do you have the time to make this small sketch for Poirot?
Why? I'd be delighted to. It's the least I can do.
There is a man at the landing of the sea tractor. Do you think you could make the portrait of him?
I don't see why not. I've a little time before Linda will be ready.
And madame, if you could contrive to do so without his knowledge?
Życzymy jej miłego dnia.
Good day, madame.
Muszę iść tu. O! Oddamy jej od
Monsieur
razu
Poirot,
maszynę.
any luck with finding my typewriter?
Oui, mademoiselle. This is it, is it not?
Yes, indeed. Wherever did you find it?
I would rather not say at present.
You are being most mysterious.
Dokąd pani się wybiera, jeśli mogę spytać?
Where are you off to, may I ask?
The Ledgers to read my book. It's a rather good thriller by Graham Greene. Do you know his work?
Bien, he is an excellent writer.
Then I've a tennis date with Ken, Mr. Marshall, Mrs. Redfern and Mr. Gardner at 12.
It is my nature to be mysterious, I am afraid.
Well, I'm happy to have it back. Thank you. Please let me know if there is any way I can repay you.
I will.
I'll just put this typewriter in my room, then I'm off.
Enjoy your day, mademoiselle.
And you, Monsieur Poirot. And thanks again.
Dobrze, to pójdziemy... Idź. Do kryjówki przemytnika. Chodź, chodź. Oglądajmy sobie jeszcze tę tarczę rzutek.
And 20, and 15, and 90. Poirot, they could be a map. The number of paces north, east, and north again.
And their starting point?
Albert Bagby at the Monk's Hood Inn told you that Tom Carter would spend hours on the island's summit. It was his favourite spot on the island. And we found Gardner poking about up there as well. I'll bet he's come to the same conclusion I have. This is a map to Tom Carter's treasure.
Dobrze, zejdźmy jeszcze na dół. Tam też jest taka tarcza. Obejrzymy sobie ją jeszcze raz. Chodź.
What have we here, Hastings?
Patrzcie, tu są jakieś dziurki, nie? Hercules i jego przyjaciel nam w niczym teraz nie pomogą. To ruszamy. Może choć Herkulesie udamy się teraz na nabrzeże i wezwiemy ciągnik morski. Pojedziemy sobie do wioski. Popłyniemy sobie teraz do wioski.
Hello? Need the sea tractor, do you?
Tak, w istocie.
Yes, please.
On me way. Mr. Poirot, I wanted to thank you for helping to clear up the misunderstanding between Gladys and me. How she could think I'd ever be interested in that schoolgirl is beyond me. I can't help it if some foolish child decides on her own to start hanging about the garage. I know it sounds silly, but I think she was only doing it because she wanted to pinch my shovel.
To chodźmy.
The village is practically abandoned.
Pójdziemy sobie do baru i dowiemy się, czy major wyszkolił już tego psa. Wejdźmy. Jest tutaj.
Morning, Poirot.
Major, you are here already?
I've already worked with the dog. He'll do as I say. Are you ready?
Proszę kontynuować,
Proceed,
majorze.
Major.
Enter Baskerville. Baskerville, enter the shop. He won't budge, Poirot. Can't say what the trouble is. Have you any way to lure him inside?
Hastings, you will need to find something to lure Baskerville into this shop.
No to wróćmy jeszcze raz do tego baru. Może musimy coś stąd zabrać. O! Kanapka chyba, nie?
A corned beef sandwich and well past its prime by the smell of it.
Nieważne, ale to na pewno pomoże. Chodźmy. A barman tutaj jest, zobacz. Porozmawiajmy z
Hello,
nim jeszcze
Mr.
raz.
Poirot. Not like you to look so out of sorts.
Panie Bagby, gdzie szukałby pan skarbu Toma Cartera?
Mr. Bagby, where would you look for Tom Cutter's treasure?
If it's there, my guess would be Cutter's cave. But folk have tried for centuries to find that treasure with nothing to show for it. Foolish to try if you ask me.
Good day to you, Mr. Bagby.
If you'd like a game of darts, just ask.
Oczywiście. To wracamy do majora.
Hastings, do you have anything that might attract Baskerville?
Tak, kanapkę.
Hastings, do you have anything that might attract
Dobrze, czyli musimy to dać, tak? Tę kanapę.
I confess that your logic... I do not think that is appropriate.
No moment, no. To wchodź. Myślałam, że musisz mu powiedzieć. Mam kanapkę, tym zwabię psiaka.
That is exactly as Poirot was thinking, Hastings.
Brawo. Ale jaja! Bomba! O, rany. Dobrze, to teraz mamy się tam dostać. Klikniemy na to. O, są listy. Proszę.
Voila, Madame Hughes.
Jest sprawa
The case of
załatwiona.
the missing post is solved.
Why, do you mean to say my dear little Chloe knocked those letters back there by accident?
That your cat pushed them there to have the room for the catnap is fact. Whether it was an accident, it is not for Poirot to say.
Oh, Mr. Poirot, how can I ever thank you?
It is my pleasure to assist you, madame. However, there is a kindness you can do Poirot in return.
What is it?
Choose wisely, Hastings.
Chętnie skorzystałbym z pani sprzętu do badań.
I could make good use of your testing equipment. Excellent,
Brawo!
Hastings. You are sharpening the detective instincts.
I'm not sure. You are a detective.
Colonel Weston will vouch for me.
Ah, well then. Of course you can. I'm happy to be of service, I'm sure.
Merci, madame. You do the great service for Poirot.
To chodźmy teraz do działu aptecznego. Chemia praktyczna. Tu mamy próbówki. To moment, te tabletki musimy dać do próbówki któreś, dobrze. I narkotyki ja bym dała. To może... O, tak, narkotyki.
The tablets of Monsieur Lane are most certainly Troyan.
To chyba wszystko. Musimy z nią porozmawiać
It would
jeszcze?
appear you are very much the John of all trades.
Well, yes, we are short-staffed at the moment, so I am indeed a temporary factotum of sorts. Fortunately, the customers are as scarce as the help.
Dobrze. To opuszczamy aptekę, pocztę, bibliotekę i sklep. Udamy się teraz poszukiwanie pułkownika Westona. Musimy mu powiedzieć, co odkryliśmy, jak mi się przynajmniej wydaje. Pójdziemy sobie do posterunku policji. O, proszę, a tutaj jest pułkownik Weston.
Hello, Poirot. Enjoying your holidays?
I will let you be the judge of that, my friend. I have several things to discuss with you.
Carry on.
Pani Marshall dostaje listy z pogróżkami.
Mrs. Marshall has been receiving threatening messages.
The devil, you say? From whom?
That is yet unclear. I would like to compare them to the type on your machine.
You think I've been sending them?
I must try every possibility, my friend, however remote.
Be my guest.
Dobrze, to sprawdzamy. Czysty papier. I działaj.
There you see, Hastings, the E, the M, and the H.
Bingo!
This is the typewriter used to write the threatening notes beyond any doubt. There is no doubt. The notes were typed on this machine.
But that's impossible.
No one visits you here?
Of course, many people do. In addition to my regular police duties, there's the home guard, the evacuation. Hang on.
You have thought of something?
I'd hate for it to be true. That girl at the hotel. She popped in with all sorts of questions about the evacuation. I think she wanted to be told the hotel was being closed. I expect the order any day now, by the way.
Christine nie. Gladys na 100% nie. Rosamunda też nie. Linda. Pozostaje tylko Linda. Nienawidzi swojej macochy.
Was it Linda Marshall?
Yes, as a matter of fact it was. Bit nasty that, writing threatening messages to her own stepmother.
Very nasty indeed. Especially since she apparently also stole Mademoiselle Darnley's typewriter and hid it in Christine Redfern's room to incriminate her. Well done, Hastings. I see the little grey cells are hard at work.
Coś jeszcze? Tak. Czy pani Castle należy do obrony cywilnej?
Is Mrs. Castle a member of the Home Guard?
Yes, she volunteered, although she hasn't been of much use.
Why do you say that?
The sightings of U-boats don't match what my other watchers are reporting. I'm not sure she's truly watching at all.
I am afraid it is worse than that. She has a German radio, a code book, and a signal lantern in her safe.
Good God, a fifth columnist here in Leathercombe Bay? I'll have her arrested immediately.
Please do not as yet. If you watch her, she may lead you to her associates.
Ah, you're right. I'll have her followed if she leaves the island.
Excellent!
Co możesz mi powiedzieć o sprawie zabójstwa Alice Corrigan?
What can you tell me of Alice Corrigan's murder case?
Nasty bit of work. Her husband had a motive, but an unbreakable alibi as well. Not my district, but I have some notes at my office.
Could you obtain for me the summary of the report?
I'll have it sent over from Kingsbridge this afternoon.
Czy dotarł raport w sprawie Millie Parsons?
Did the report on the Millie Parsons case arrive?
Yes, here it is. I was in London through most of it, in Home Guard and evacuation meetings. I hope to have a look at it again once things quiet down. If they quiet down, that is.
Ah, merci. I will read as I make my notes. Hastings, look over these notes of the alibi of the teacher Gideon Fell. Tell me what you see.
coś związanego z tym filmem. Fel był tam sam przez 2 godziny.
Something about the film? Fel was alone there for 2 hours.
What is the most important fact concerning that film and Fel's alibi?
Tytuł.
The title.
Curse of the Islands? And why is it significant?
Linda Marshall told us Fel took her and some friends to see it.
And this tells you?
He knew the story already.
And the theater ticket he had in his possession for the 12th of April?
He bought the ticket, but he never went in.
You have it, my friend. Well done. Colonel?
Yes?
The Millie Parsons affair. This alibi of the teacher, Gideon Fell. It does not hold the liquid.
Water, Poirot.
It does not hold its water.
Oh?
There are witnesses. Girls at their school that will tell you that Monsieur Fell took them to see Curse of the Islands before that night.
You don't say.
Fell, he leaves the restaurant at 7:40. He buys the ticket at the theater nearby, a matter of a few moments only. Then he walks to the corpse. He is there shortly before 15 minutes to 9, the time Millie Parsons' ballet class it is finished. He waits. The girl arrives. The murder, it is done. He walks back to the movie theater in time to see the end upon the screen.
By Jove, Poirot, you're astounding.
I had the information you lacked, my friend. That is all.
I need to write up a report on this at once.
To wszystko?
I've assigned a man to keep an eye on Mrs. Castle, should she leave Leathercombe Bay.
Jeszcze coś?
Sorry, Poirot, I have stacks of paperwork to
Dobrze,
deal
to
with.
ja myślę, że już pójdziemy sobie do warsztatu Willego i poprosimy go, żeby nas odwiózł na wyspę. Chodź.
Morning, sir. I was just off to do an errand. Say, you don't happen to know anything about motor cars, do you?
Yes, I do. Hastings, what is this you make me say? I know nothing of motor cars.
I do, Poirot. Let's see what he's on about.
What would you like to know?
Major Barry's car needs its points cleaned. He wants it as soon as possible, but I have to test the motor on the sea tractor. It's been a bit dodgy lately. I wouldn't want to strand anyone on the island. I'd be in your debt if you could help me out.
The young scoundrel asks such a thing of the world's greatest detective?
Hang on, Poirot. It wouldn't hurt to have a bright lad like Jenks on our side.
I see no points on the car of Major Barry. And the motor cars, they are filthy.
Nonsense. You'd think you'd never heard of soap. I've never cleaned points myself, but all we need are some instructions. The current issue of Motor Enthusiast magazine has an exceptionally clear article on the subject.
Dobrze, kochani, tym się już zajmiemy w kolejnym odcinku. Mam nadzieję, że dzisiejszy Wam się podobał i ja serdecznie Was zapraszam na kolejny odcinek z tej serii, a teraz Wam już mówię pa pa!